What a big day it has been for the world of football. Mtunzi Jonas, the head of sponsorship at Absa, has told Newsroom Africa that the decision to not renew its contract with the PSL was simply business. The bank started its relationship with the Absa Cup back in 2004, but today announced that it will not continue with its domestic football journey beyond the current season.
Yeah, it is big news. It's also big news because the partnership has been over a very long time. You generally don't get sponsorship partnerships that last this long. And I suppose we saw value, a lot of value in football, in the Absa Premiership, in the broader football fraternity, which is why we stayed in for so long. I look back on the work that's been done over the last 16 years with a lot of pride. There's a saying, you've got to leave something in a better position than when you got it. And we can confidently say that local football, the Absa Premiership specifically, is in a significantly better position than what it was in 2007. And that improvement is both on the field and off the field. You are aware, over the last 13 years, you've had a number of different clubs winning the Absa Premiership, which talks to competitiveness of the league. You've got 6 or 7 teams, if I'm not mistaken, that have won it, which is a lot more than most leagues around the world. Last season went down to the very last game, and that's happened a few times over the last 13 years. You've got stories of teams like SuperSport United and Orlando Pirates winning trebles, right? Which also talks to the impact on the field.
So the big question here that I'm assuming that everyone is thinking of is the why, and I have no doubt that millions of football fans around the country will be asking why. You mentioned that you saw massive value in football. Does that suggest that perhaps that same amount of value is not seen going forward? Is this related to COVID-19? Perhaps a lot of companies certainly are feeling the pinch because of COVID-19. What is the why behind this decision?
So, Mark, I think economically, the world was under pressure long before COVID-19. COVID-19 has obviously exacerbated the pressure. However, we continuously review our sponsorship properties, as with other aspects of our business. And the why is simply centered around a business decision. Economically, the senior leadership had to assess what the Absa Premiership is, and they also had to make a decision on whether to continue with the sponsorship. And that decision's been communicated today. So to answer your question, it's driven by economic pressures, which is not unique to Absa. Most organizations around the world are under a lot of economic pressure, and most organizations around the world will be asking tough questions of where their resources are allocated.